is five-star EDGE Jake Kreul from IMG Academy. What's up, man? Thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, what's going on? Thank you guys for having me. I'm looking forward to this a lot. It's going to be a blast.
Hell yeah, my boy. It's good to see you, bro. We've been talking about you on this show for a long time now, bro. Let's start with this past weekend, right?
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, you were in Boulder, Colorado for your official visit to Colorado here this past weekend, Jake, with the other Jake here just mentioned a handful of blue chippers here this weekend. I guess your experience like, just kind of the visit as a whole, everybody you were able to interact with and be around. How would you kind of describe, this past weekend in Boulder and kind of how you came out of it?
Yeah, I think the word for it is electric. It definitely exceeded any type of expectation I had and kind of blew it out of the water. I got to go hang out with my teammates while I was there, Alex McPherson and London Merritt. Meet with Coach Deion for a little bit over an hour, kind of get to know the position coaches a lot more on a personal level, uh, and take some really cool photos, which I think everyone has seen me post on my Instagram or Twitter. But yeah, it was an awesome visit. I really enjoyed it. Me and my dad both really enjoyed it.
Hey, bro, that one with you with the watcher, bro, over the eye, that was too
That was
hard,
fire, bro.
That was too hard for sure. You went crazy with that one.
Jake, obviously IMG has kind of built a pipeline to see you over the last few years, starting with Jordan, Alex and London, like you mentioned. Just what has Colorado, how has that program kind of grown on you guys over at IMG over the last 2 seasons with Coach Prime and all that's going on?
Yeah, I think ever since you saw Jordan Seaton go there and Cash Cleveland go there, they both had a lot of success in their first year as freshmen, in which no matter what school you go to, that's super impressive. And now you see Alex McPherson and London Merritt go there as well. So it's starting to create a pipeline of IMG kids, which a lot of people will say that IMG kids are like transfer portal kids, just it's their first year because of how much experience they get playing on that national level. So I think them having that success is kind of what drew me to the program initially, right? I also think they play on an awesome stage, and that attracts someone with my personality and my traits. But definitely the initial X factor for me was kind of knowing that guys who go to Colorado from the situation I'm in can be ultra successful and definitely make an impact early.
Most definitely, man. That's huge. And we've seen that obviously, the last couple of years. I think we're going to see that again here in 2025 with London and Alex for sure. You mentioned at the top, Jake, that you spent, maybe a little over an hour with Coach Prime. Obviously, a lot of people have, a lot to say and different opinions about, how Coach Prime is, kind of recruiting settings. But what was he kind of like, from your eyes and kind of those settings and kind of, those one-on-one intimate settings, that you, like you said, you spent over an hour with him?
It was a surreal moment. That's one way to say it. Getting to spend that much time talking with someone who's kind of legendary, a little bit like they're a Hall of Famer. You never would think that you'd be in the situation to have a sit down talk with them for an hour, but he's exactly who you would think he is. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He's always going to keep it real with you. And I think a big message that I received while meeting with him was it was an interview not for me interviewing him and trying to get to know him. He was interviewing me as well, and he was trying to get to know me to say, hey, does this kid get a green light? Does this kid get a red light? But he's gonna keep it real. He's gonna ask you the hard questions, make you sweat a little bit, because I mean, that's what football is, right? You're gonna get put in hard situations, and you have to be successful in those. But yeah, he's an awesome guy. Great coach. I love what he's doing with Colorado and everything, and how he sets the stage that all eyes are on you. And he told me, hey, that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, because every little mistake you make is on camera, and every big play you make is on camera. So it was an awesome, surreal experience to get to talk to him.
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's a unique experience meeting Coach Prime and getting to talk to him. What about the other coaches, though? Was Coach Sapp there? Coach Hilo? Did you get to talk to any other defensive coaches?
So I did not get to meet Coach Sapp or Coach Petco, but I was with Coach Hilo and Coach Punz a good majority of the visit. So, but like I got to meet with them probably for like 3 hours total of time, just watching ball and kind of them explaining how they would develop me and what their plan would be for me in the scheme. Um, and they definitely they know what they're doing, right? Coach Hilo got to work with Aiden Hutchinson, if y'all have heard that name before, at Michigan.
Yep.
And I mean, he's an animal, he's a dog. And then Coach Pun, he's a kind of a disciple, or he worked with BT Jordan, who, if you haven't heard of BT Jordan in the pass rushing world, he is probably the GOAT of coaching pass rushing. He had like 8 first rounders this year. So they have the people on staff, they have the people with the pedigree and the resume to develop you and to put you in the best situations to win. And I kind of got to see that between my meetings, between getting to know them personally at dinner and everything. So that was my take on everything.
Jake, I'm curious. You mentioned Aiden Hutchinson right there, and that's funny that you mentioned his name because, as Jake knows this, I've comped you to Aiden Hutchinson in the past. I feel like your guys' game are very similar. I feel like you're a really super polished pass rusher with like real kind of rare explosion off the edge. Like I feel like right after Colorado offered you, I went and looked at some of like your highlights from like the rivals camp, and you were just making tackles look absolutely silly. Laughing at them afterwards or whatnot. Just having fun out there. I'm curious, just from your perspective, like how you would describe your game, and like if there is somebody out there in the NFL, maybe in the college level, who you kind of think your game kind of resembles.
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, I love that comparison. I actually watched one of the recent podcasts where you did that comp, and I thought that was awesome.
Go
Right? He plays with
crazy.
his hair on fire, and he has such a polished and deep bag. But I think for me, my comparisons are I like to get it all over, right? I take a bunch of different people with really, really good games, and I take what I think works best for me and I put it in there because when it comes to rushing off the edge, there's so many different body types, there's so many different techniques and ways to win that it's gonna be personalized to you. So I think like guys like Ada Hutchinson, I'm really big on, and Max Crosby, I'm really big on how they use their hands, their hand fighting, and then
Yeah.
secondly, their motor. Like they play with like their hair's on fire, and I think that has led to a lot of more production for them. Like if you look at some of the guys in the NFL, like they'll have insane sack seasons, but most of them are just off effort or like off motor plays.
Facts.
And then I think I try to take the bend of Von Miller, how he's able to get so low and move so fast. I think that's elite. And then Hassan Reddick is another guy I watch just because, like, I mean, he's not a very big guy. He's definitely considered undersized, but he's been super productive in the NFL, and that's hard to do. So I think those are some guys that I kind of take comparisons to. And I think the last guy I've started to like watch a lot recently was Nick Bosa because I think the way he gains ground out of his stance is unreal, and I think that's kind of what's helped him be so successful is just like his speed off the edge and
Yeah.
knowing how to get into tackles grills. I think I try to take all those and combine it into mine to make like one beautiful art of pass rushing in a way, and that's my plan on everything. That's how I'm hoping to keep on developing as I go into college and hopefully the league in a few years.
You doing that, bro. And you mentioned there at the end with Nicky Bosa's his get off, which is one of the best in the NFL. Your get off is elite too, bro. And I think that's part of the reason you've been so productive.
Jake, I mean, obviously I mean, I don't know, was it 7 total guys? There's a ton of blue chippers out in Boulder this last weekend. Just what was it like hanging out with the other guys? Obviously Breck and some IMG guys, you got to meet up with London and all those, but Felix, I mean, I'm forgetting all the other guys' names right now, but I mean, there were so many of them out there. What was that like? Just
DJ
all you
Edwards.
young guys out there.
Yeah, so Breck and me, that's like my guy, right? We go to school together. We basically live together because we're on campus all the time. But so that was my guy, kind of getting over to his home state. He's from Colorado. And then I would say the other 2 guys I was hanging out with the most on the visit was Deacon Schmidt and Gavin Mueller. I think that's how you
Nice.
say his last name. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were all in the hotel together. We went over to Julian's house to hang out. We had a great time. Uh, I was trying to recruit those guys a little bit, to be honest, right? They're all great football players, seeing if they want to come down to Bradenton to ball. But kind of getting to know them, they have more in-depth experiences with Colorado because they've been there on visits more. So I kind of got their take on everything, and they had great things to say about it. So that kind of backed up what Colorado was trying to tell me and show me. So it was just awesome kind of get to see other recruits and meet other people who are going through the same process as you. Now there's not a lot of people who kind of can understand everything that you go through, but when you do meet those people, it's cool to talk about it.
Most definitely. I'm curious, Jake, what kind of London and Alex have kind of shared with you just about Colorado and their experiences so far as early enrollees, spending the last few months up here in Boulder as early enrollees. What have you kind of heard from them? What have they kind of told you about, like I said, their kind of first months on campus here in Boulder?
Yeah. They said there was a little bit of a transition with the strength, right? You're going against grown men, so that makes it a little bit harder. But they were very thankful of where they came from going to IMG. They think it made the transition so much easier. Just they were already away from home, and then the game speed, right? A lot of people when they talk about transitioning from high school to college, the biggest thing is game speed, being able to play at the speed. And thankfully, them being at IMG, they played against like all SEC offensive linemen, so they got a taste of what to be ready for when they went to college, and I think that's why you've kind of heard about so much early success from those two.
Mm-hmm.
They have been able to get in there, learn the scheme, and play fast, and that's probably one of the biggest things when it comes to coming off the edge. And I think they're going to shock the world this year. They're going to do a lot of great things as freshmen for Colorado, and I'm really excited to see their success and see how they can push forward and keep on like, I mean, showing how the IMG pipeline is successful and why you want IMG guys.
Definitely.
Jake, you got a busy summer coming up. You just hit Colorado for your OV. You got a whole bunch of them at, some of the biggest schools in college football. Just what are you looking for in your next school when you decide where you're going to go to college? What are you looking for, and how excited are you for what's coming up for you this summer?
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be a blast. So I scheduled 5 official visits. I have 4 more. So first was Colorado. Then I have Ohio State, Florida, Texas, and Oklahoma. So those are going to be my next 4 official visits. But I think the biggest factor and the thing that sticks out to me when it comes to deciding a school is trust, right? I want to trust that, hey, when I come in your position room, when I come in your scheme, you guys are going to do everything you can to develop me as a person, develop me as a player, and no matter if shit hits the wall, you're gonna have my back, and you're gonna help me stay stable. And I think like getting to go on these official visits, that's a big thing that you kind of get to see because you get to meet the players, get their take on things because they're not going to lie to you, right? They're not going to try to recruit you. They don't really care that much. So you kind of get that take, that vibe and everything. So going forward, I think trust with the coaching staff is going to be the biggest decision maker when it comes to my recruitment.
Most definitely. Jake, have you felt the love from Buff fans on Twitter and whatnot and social media when you post the photos from your visit? Like, is it a little different from Buff Nation when they flood your mentions and whatnot?
Oh my gosh, I did not know Colorado had that many fans. Right, I posted that photo of me with the watch. By the way, that was my dad's watch. I don't have a watch, but posted that photo and it was blowing up everywhere. I think it's at like 200,000 views on Twitter, and then I posted a TikTok of me in the weight room doing a pull up with like the gear on.
Yeah,
that hit like 300,000 views as well. Like the Colorado fans, that fan base is so strong, and they are so dedicated to winning. And I think with that behind what Coach Prime's doing, and like these next few years, they might shock the world going forward, and like actually they might make some waves in the college football like landscape.
You know what's up.
You know.
Hell yeah. I feel like that was just a taste too, bro. That's just a taste of what Buff Nation is really capable of, bro. That's what's up. I'm glad you were able to see that.
Last one for me, man. You came out here for that OV. Are we going to see you back out here for a game potentially this fall?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. My kind of plan on everything is that I'm not going to commit till October because I think with all the schools recruiting me, so some of the time you kind of need to see how the season plays out and see how everyone's playing, and that kind of helps with everything. So I'm waiting to make a decision. I'm in no hurry, no rush to try to make a commitment or anything. So I'll definitely, these top schools that I've kind of laid out, I'm going to be taking visits to their games this fall.
Love that, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing you when you get up here, my boy. Last question I got for you too. Give me your top 3 favorite artists, bro. Who you be listening to on the daily? Who you be having in your ears pre-game or during workouts or whatnot?
Oh, all right. So like I listen to all music, but I think recently, Zach Bryan, Nino Pade, if y'all know who that is, and then Ty Myers are kind of like the 3 guys I've been listening to a lot.
Interesting.
So I think those are it's kind of all over the place, but those are the three most I've had on repeat recently.
Okay, I like that. I like that's a little combo. That's a little different. I like that for sure, my boy. Hey, Jake, it's been dope chopping it up with you, bro. Getting to know you, bro. This has been a blast, bro. We appreciate you joining us. We'll see you again real soon, and obviously we'll link up. When you get up here, for a game sometime here this fall.
Yeah, great to meet you, man. This was awesome. Best of luck with everything.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Appreciate you, bro.
Man.
See you.
Thank you.